after defeating the fearsome Phia,
the fearsome sow of Cramion.
Our young hero Theseus decided to rest for a bit in the nearby village.
the townsfolk,
Finally, free from the beast's terror, were overjoyed.
A local farmer, representing the community, approached Theseus with a deep, grateful bow. "Thank you, young man," he said, his voice thick with emotion. "You have saved our town." Theseus, ever humble, simply nodded. "It is only right that people should be free and their property protected. No community should suffer under forced exploitation." His gaze then turned towards the horizon.
Now, can you tell me the quickest way to Athens?
The farmer pointed towards a narrow path, winding up a steep cliff.
"That cliff path is a shortcut," he explained, "but it is treacherous."
You would be safer taking the longer route across the plains. Theseus looked at the imposing cliff, and a confident smile played on his lips.
"The more dangerous the rogue, the greater the glory," he declared. "Besides, I feel the gaze of my father, Poseidon, the god of the sea, watching over me from the waters below. Tell me more about this cliff path."
The farmer sighed, his expression turning grave.
"It's not the path itself that is the true danger. It is the man who lives there, a bandit named Skiron. He is a lame man who makes his home on that cliff. He has a strange, cruel ritual. He forces any passerby to wash his feet in a basin."
Theseus gripped his heavy bronze club.
When you said he was lame, I thought perhaps I could help him, maybe even take him to Athens for treatment.
"But if he is as cruel as you say, then he will require a different kind of treatment from me." With renewed purpose, Theseus began his ascent up the winding cliff path.
The sound of waves crashing against the rocks below was a constant companion.
As he rounded a bend, a glint of sunlight off a bronze basin caught his eye. There, perched on the edge of the cliff, a man was kneeling, praying to the sea. His feet were mangled and scarred, and the deep blue of the ocean was reflected in the water of the basin before him. "Oh, great Poseidon," the man chanted, "wash my feet with this sacred water. Grant me your divine protection, and receive the offerings I send to you."
Having finished his prayer, the man, Skiron, spotted Theseus. He raised his head, a deceptively welcoming smile on his face.
"Come closer, stranger," he called out. "Will you do me the honor of washing my feet, so that I may receive Poseidon's full blessing?" Theseus approached cautiously, keeping his club hidden behind his back. "In the cities of Greece, it is our custom to help a traveler in need." "Of course. Place your feet in the basin, and I shall wash them for you."
Flicker of suspicion crossed his face.
"No!
No, he said quickly, changing his tune.
As a sign of my gratitude for your company, Io was asterisk. Yo asterisk. Feet first." Theseus, sensing the trap, decided to play along. "I am grateful for your kindness," he said, nodding. He sat down and placed his feet into the cool water of the basin.
Skiron began to wash them, his movements feigning sincerity, but his eyes were secretly scanning for any weakness, any opening to strike. But Theseus's gaze was steady and unwavering. and Siren found no opportunity.
After a few moments, Theseus spoke. "That is enough. Now it is my turn. Put your feet in the basin." As Siren placed his own twisted feet into the water, Theseus watched him like a hawk.
He noticed a subtle, almost imperceptible shift in Siren's weight, how he leaned his body ever so slightly towards the cliff's edge each time he moved.
The bandit's wicked plan was now clear as day.
"I have never met such a kind traveler," Siren declared, a predatory gleam in his eye. "May the gods bless you." And in that instant, with the speed of a striking snake, he lashed out with his clean foot, aiming a powerful kick at Theseus. But Theseus was ready.
His club, a blur of bronze, swung out and connected squarely with Siren's leg.
Siren's scream of agony was ripped away by the wind. The force of the confrontation sent both men stumbling. Theseus lost his balance and was pushed towards the abyss, but with lightning reflexes.
He managed to grab hold of a rocky outcrop, his fingers digging into the stone as he dangled precariously over the edge.
The air was filled with the roaring wind, the crashing waves, and the ragged breaths of the two men. "The blessings of Poseidon shall be mine," he snarled, trying to stomp on Theseus's hands with his one good foot.
Theseus gritted his teeth.
With a surge of strength, he reached up with his free hand and grabbed Siren's remaining foot, twisting it with all his might.
"That's enough," he roared. Another sharp crack echoed, and Siren collapsed, both of his legs now broken and useless.
With a final, heroic effort, Theseus pulled himself back up onto the cliff ledge. He stood over the whimpering, broken bandit.
"Now," Theseus commanded, his voice cold as the sea spray, "you will wash my feet."
The roles were now completely reversed.
The very humiliation he had inflicted on so many innocent travelers was now his own fate.
When he was finished, Theseus looked down at him, his face a mask of calm judgment. He set aside his club.
Then, with the very foot Siren had just washed, he delivered a powerful kick.
"May the gods bless you,"
Theseus said,
His voice barely a whisper.
Siren tumbled backward, his final scream swallowed by the thunderous roar of the waves as he plunged into the sea below. Theseus stood for a moment, looking down at the churning water where the bandit had vanished. He then picked up his club, turned his back to the cliff, and continued his walk. His journey to Athens was far from over. Thank you so much for joining me on this leg of Theseus's epic journey. If you enjoyed this story and want to see what other trials our hero faces, make sure to hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next chapter. See you in the next video.